Hi, I'm Bran, and I love super uplifting and good vibe Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise super uplifting and good vibe Christmas movies.
I'm Alonzo, and obviously you guys did not read my review of this uplifting and super whatever Christmas movie, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, everybody. It's the final countdown. It's Christmas week.
This is it.
This is everybody.
The last one of these. Boy, are we ending on a note. Alonzo, I will say this, to be clear. I did look up your review and only looked to see. I basically diluted your review down to if you gave it a tomato or a green splat.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want to read any more because I knew I would hear from you. But
Sure.
I did look it up at least. And I saw the picture that was attached to the review. And I did not do anything else.
That's fair. No, this is the very first time that we have discussed a movie on this program that I reviewed in my day job.
Because this is made for like the theatrical release is what it was made for.
Yeah. It premiered at the Toronto Film Festival in 2021. It had some theatrical play, but immediately got picked up by AMC Plus. So they did like some theaters, but then immediately put it on their streamer.
And to be fair to Bran, he saw Silent Night. In the description, it says it is a horror drama. And he saw a creepy looking family with Matthew Good staring at you. And that dude looks like he could be in charge of a family that does some weird lottery game that brings somebody in and hunts them. So I feel like I was giving Bran a hard time when we were watching the movie. But if all things considered, and Bran, knowing Bran, that was enough for him to go, this is a spooky Christmas movie.
Christmas
I'm in for it.
I could have spoken up, but I figured you knew something I didn't, or you had something in mind. So I'm like, all right, he thinks it's spooky. We'll go with that.
Well, you know what? We have a
lot of fun here at Deck the
Hallmark. We have a lot of fun.
We just won't be on this episode.
We have a lot of fun here at Deck the Hallmark, but let's talk about climate change and what we can do. But in all seriousness, guys, let's talk about the important stuff, which is it's countdown to Christmas week, y'all.
It is.
It's happening.
In a mere matter of hours, Alonzo, you'll be joining us here in that Greenville.
I will
for
indeed.
22-ish hours straight of Hallmark movie madness. Are you ready? You've done it a year. Are you ready? Are you prepped?
Is one ever ready? I think you just get thrown into the situation and you have to make the best of it.
That's right. You got to do what you got to do.
And
That's right.
we get to watch the Chris Palaha Christmas movie together.
Live together.
Have you seen that trailer yet, Alonzo? Have you seen?
I
teaser?
have. Look, you had me at alpaca.
Right, but you get a yell from Palaha in the trailer. He's like, "What is going on?" It's fantastic. Like I'm
Is
here
it similar
for
to a "What are you doing in my
What
house?"
are you doing in my house? I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about that movie. Also, Noel Next Door. Little less excited about We Need a Little Christmas because it sounds sad, but
We'll get there. And it's the last one.
And it's the last one.
So it's going to get our best. Go listen to the third review of the marathon last year and try not to fall asleep. We are dead to the world.
True story. So a good friend of mine worked on the first season of Glee. And so the big finale for that season was like the regionals or whatever it is, the thing they're always aiming for. And it was an all-night shoot at this theater in Los Angeles. And one of the appearing on the episode as one of the judges, as herself, was the late Olivia Newton-John. And sometime at about 3:00 in the morning, my friend was like, just fading fast and not sure how he was going to get through because they had hours more to go. And she was like, let me help you out. She grabbed him by the arms. They went running up a staircase in the lobby and then across the upper level and then down the other staircase back to the lobby. And he was like, okay, I'm awake now. Thank you, Olivia Newton-John.
So what you're saying is we got to go out and run on Main Street is what you're saying.
Something. Yeah. I think we need to do something to get our blood flowing. Cause I remember number 3, we were all just like, oh God.
Like, this movie was good. It wasn't great, but it was,
did my eyes focus? Here? I'm not even sure.
What is this?
You know what would be fun is if we send Jax out on the streets as a correspondent to do some like Jax on the street. What are you thinking about the Hallmark Christmas? She goes out with synopsises and reads them to people. What do you think about this?
Oh, she'll do it too.
I know.
Oh, she'd be great. She'd be great
at that. All of that to say, I hope you join us Saturday,
Please do.
6 a.m. Eastern, all day long. The West Coasters, you guys really get the best deal here because you get to wake up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, but you're done by 11 p.m.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think, to be fair, just skip the first 3 hours and you're great. You just go from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. and you're golden.
And is Panda confirmed to be stopping by?
Yeah, he says is.
You better bring some quizzes.
He's given me 3 different windows in which that would occur. So it's a classic Panda situation if you've ever had one.
Yeah. It's in my rider. I'm only doing this thing if Panda also shows up.
Wow, that is quite a rider.
But I hope that he brings quizzes. That was not a joke. I do need some.
Yeah, of course.
One of my favorite memories of last year was him doing a quiz, that one quiz while Palaha was here, and Chris was just so baffled by the whole thing. We gave him no context for why.
Wait, were you doing what?
You're doing Your girlfriend doesn't want. We're talking about Silent Night, which premiered on December 3rd, 2021 on AMC Plus, and it went. And first, I just want to say,
Keira Knightley and Matthew Good from The Crown.
If you are a Deck the Hallmark listener and you just watch everything that we're going to review, you heard we were watching Silent Night. You get the AMC Plus free trial. He said this will be fun. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Welcome to our ratings.
It went a little something like this. Meet Nell. Nell is getting ready.
Jodie Foster's in this movie.
Getting ready. She's getting ready for Christmas, cleaning up and whatnot. Michael Bublé is playing. We're all having a good time at this point.
Yeah,
we're all just happy to be here. Her and her husband Simon apparently host some sort of Christmas gathering for their friends on a regular basis. This year they're doing it at a big country estate, and all of their school friends are coming with their spouses. And there's something about this year that they're all like very fancy, and there's got a vibe going on this year. I don't know if this is the typical
Seems like
vibe.
It's a special Christmas,
but it does seem special.
That's right.
The kids are cursing at an impressive rate. I don't think it's an important point, but I just wanted to say the kids are cursing at an impressive rate.
Yes.
More so than the adults.
So it's just notice.
It's an impressive rate. They all arrive, and it's kind of like weird, and like we don't know why it's weird. Everyone's just kind of being a little bit weird. And it comes out that there is a poisonous gas that is coming tomorrow, and it's going to make everyone suffer. It's been kill everybody. It's been going throughout the world, and now it's set to get to them
because of our pollution.
Best I can figure, yeah. And so the government is making exit pills available to make it easier.
What's an exit pill, Bram?
It kills you. But better, it kills you better. It kills you nicer.
Kills you because better.
Because the poison will like make you. There's like we see some like video from the government that shows you what will happen if the poisonous gas hits you, and it's not good. It's not good. But the exit pill, it's a no pain situation. So everyone there has agreed. We're gonna go out. We're gonna do one nice big Christmas rager tonight, and then tomorrow we will take our exit pills. Except for one woman named Sophie who is there. She's pregnant. She doesn't want to take the exit pill. They didn't know that until she got there.
Also, the kid.
we're getting there. Yeah, the kid is unsure, but he's being he has to. He
That's
has
what his
to.
parents are saying.
But Sophie is like, I'm not. So
It's a real Sophie's choice situation.
Oh.
so
And I bet the screenwriter was thinking that, actually, now that you mention it.
So the group begins to drink a lot. This leads to arguments about a multitude of things that I won't get into on this podcast. But they are things, they have feelings, they have thoughts, and they put it all out there for us. Simon and Nell's son, Art, seems to be really unsure about the pill. He keeps going into his room and looking at his phone and just kind of like seeing what the government is saying and the pill, and he's just kind of like, I don't know about this. And then Sophie tries to talk to him about this. He gets pulled away to do a video chat with his grandma, which does not alleviate any concern that he has. He starts to get very anxious about the impending doom, thanks to his grandma giving him this look on the Zoom as she looks out the window as the gas approaches. One of those, which isn't good. If you're if you're getting nervous, not good to see grandma looking all nervy on the other side of the screen. So he goes and he tells Sophie that he's not going to take the pill. And Sophie says, well, I'm not going to take the pill either. Then Art's mom walks in and Art says, I'm not taking the pill. I'm going to stay alive and hold Sophie's hands. So that doesn't go well with Nell. So Nell takes him, they go outside, and Nell and Simon are like, you have to take the pill. We're all going to take the pill. I'm not going to let you suffer. Art is like, nah, not going to do it. And he runs into the woods. He comes upon a car in the woods, and he sees a bunch of people that are dead. And that doesn't sit well with him. Doesn't like it. Art doesn't like seeing dead people. But also what is happening is, I believe there starts to be these like wind, like tornadoes almost like around him. And so Simon shows up. Art is just like yelling. So he grabs them, pulls them, runs them back into the house, gets him to his bed, and they kind of sit with him for a second, and then they leave. And we see Art alone in his bed having what looks to be like a seizure. And you were like, okay, well, that's not good. So they're all getting ready to take the pill. They realize that, obviously, if these people are dead in their car, the storm seems to be moving in. It's after midnight. We should probably get moving on this thing. It's time to do the pill situation. And so they realize that at this point, Simon and Nell, like she was holding Art and didn't really think like, oh, I'm just calming Art down. Well, Art's down for the count. They throw Art. They see Art is bleeding out from his eyes and his ears, not responding. So they're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and take these pills real quick. They all take the pill. They all lay down. One of the women at the party we see is passed out. She was so drunk. So her girlfriend helps her take the pill.
Yeah.
But then she wakes up and throws it up, which is problematic. They didn't get any extras. So she decides best thing to do here is one stab to the ribs before I die. So Sophie ends up taking the pill with her husband. So cut to Christmas morning. Everyone's taking the pill. It's snowing. It's peaceful. Everyone's dead. Except for Art, who opens his eyes and it fades to black. And that, my friends, was Silent Night.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Well, let's take a break. We'll hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
ZocDoc. If there's ever a poisonous gas coming your way, you're going to want to find the closest medical attention. And the best way to do that is through the ZocDoc app.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. Well, hi, everybody. We are talking about Silent Night, the uplifting film from AMC Plus that premiered in 2021. Let's talk about it. Let's start with the hot take, and let's start with you, Alonzo. People can read a full review from you on this one, but I'm going to kick it to you anyway. Give me the TLDR on your review of Silent Night.
I am not mad at this movie in theory. Like, if you want to make a dark Christmas movie or a bummer Christmas movie or like a satirical Christmas movie, I'm down for that. I'm like, go for it. This is a very flexible genre. You can do whatever you want with it. I think this movie is trying to juggle a lot of tricky tones because it is a comedy in a lot of ways, but it's also this like, apocalyptic, we're all doomed movie, and it's a Christmas movie. And I think all of those are a little beyond the reach of the first time writer-director Camille Griffin, who is the mother of Roman Griffin Davis, the Jojo Rabbit kid who plays Art in this movie. Also, and his younger twin brothers play his younger brothers. I think there's a lot that she brings to the table as a director, but I think this script could have used a little more work. So it doesn't all work for me. And if you're the kind of person whose idea of a Christmas movie like has to be sweetness and light, then this is very much not going to be your jam. But I'd say even if you're open to people getting freaky with what a Christmas movie is, there's still a lot here where you can kind of like, well, that doesn't, I don't, and who was and why did they and how come? So yeah, that's kind of where I am with it.
So I went into this thinking it was going to be a spooky boo-boo Christmas movie, and I relatively quickly realized not that.
Oh boy.
I will say as a whole, I did not dislike this movie. I thought that the cast was wonderful. And had I known what this was going into it, I think I would have really enjoyed it. I think that I couldn't help but wonder. I was on the Wikipedia for this one, and I like seeing when movies are made. And this movie was made right before the pandemic started. And I couldn't help but wonder what it must have been like knowing we have this movie about distrust.
That's right.
Yes. Ready to go. And so it was and then it came out in December of 2021, which is, I don't know, interesting timing for it.
Is this the moment to make a movie about not trusting the government and science? And that,
that's right. Because that's basically the ultimate thesis of the movie,
right?
Is to not trust those
things.
Which
is Art was right.
Trust in Christmas magic of a child bleeding from the eyes.
Yeah. So that, I think the 2020 of it all, it was an interesting backdrop for it. But overall, I did really enjoy the movie, and I think it is quality. But I think I would have rather a Scary Boo Boo over
Scary Boo Boo.
Personally, me.
This movie brought to mind two other movies, neither of which are Christmas movies. One is Don't Look Up, which is a movie where Adam McKay just burns a tuning fork to the ground, telling you over and over again that the climate is ruined. And it has integrity. At the end of that movie, spoiler alert, give you a second to hit mute. At the end of that movie, like, they all just burn to pieces, like it's over. Like, and there's some integrity to that, like of the satire. Like, it's a shame that the movie just doesn't know that the joke has been made. And then the other movie that I was brought to mind is Stephen King's The Mist, directed by Frank Darabont, which has a very similar ending. And I won't give that ending away because it's quite shocking if you've not seen it. But also I feel like has some integrity in what it does. And I don't think this movie has any integrity, because I feel like the movie, the only like the only thing you can draw from the end of this movie is that either the boy just believed enough, or the government was lying, or like the end of this movie calls the rest of the movie into question completely.
Yeah, if you start unpacking it, it's like, okay, well then how come we see like the newspaper footage coverage of like other stuff? We see people in this movie like, you know, dealing with the gas and stuff. And also, like, why would the government kill everyone except like unhoused people and illegal and undocumented immigrants? You know, like it's like, well, that joke's on them. Like if that's supposed to be the object of the satire, it's not set up well enough. It just feels like they were making this up as it went along.
And I hate that because, look, I'm with you, Alonzo. You want to make a Christmas satire, here for it. You want to make a Christmas horror movie. Brandon and I love Krampus. We thought that was a fun movie.
Krampus.
Yeah,
excited for Violent Night, which is good. Looks like it's going to be awesome. But this movie doesn't have any sort of integrity. It doesn't have anything that makes it all. The ending doesn't make it work. It works better before the ending. And so I was disappointed in that aspect of it, even though there were some funny moments and good performances. If the sum of its parts is pretty terrible in my opinion. I just the acting just goes to waste, and it just kind of collapses, and it didn't do anything for me.
I have the Blu-ray, which has like 3 alternate endings on it. I thought, maybe one of the other ones works better. He lives in all of them. Basically, some of them he just winds up in one of them. He's reunited with the chicken, and in one of them, there's like this automated response saying, "Our satellite is seeing that some people out there are still alive. Please send a DM to exit.gov.uk to let us know so we can give you instructions on what to do next." But those are the ones.
So they're going to try to kill him that way.
Probably, yeah.
Gee, it's a wild one. And if you're going to make a Don't Trust the Government movie, like, I don't know. Like, I felt like that you can make that movie better than this movie. I don't know. I was disappointed on I don't care if the Christmas movie doesn't have any of the warm, fuzzy Christmas feels. If it has an aesthetic, a thesis, and it sticks the landing, then I'm here for it. But I thought it was a mess. It was unfortunate.
Let's talk about feels. I don't know. Do you want with that, Alonzo? I don't know, man.
They have a great tree. That's a
great
gorgeous
tree. I said it.
Tree.
Great tree.
I said it's a great tree.
Dave made me pause so we could really take it in. Weirdly enough, I think that there is something rather moving about the fact that after Alex barfs out her poison pill, that Bella, like, I know it's weird to say, but like, it's actually very sweet in the context of this movie that she stabs her. Like,
that's right.
I was thinking, like, that is an act of love as we see it here, even though, yes, obviously it's brutal and terrible, but in the context
turns
of this
out
movie,
she would have lived too. Just want to make that clear.
but as far as what Bella thinks in that moment, she thinks, oh God, no, I can't let her suffer like this. This is going to be the thing I can do that is the kindest. So yeah, like, that's more moral ambiguity like that, I think, would really make this movie a lot better.
I just really liked Jojo Rabbit Kid. I just really like him. So he's good. He's good.
I thought that there were some really darkly comedic moments throughout the movie. They served the carrots, which I thought was really funny.
And the one girl smells the carrot.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah. And so there are some moments along the way that I think, in spite of the film, do work as funny moments in the movie. But aside from that, that's about all I got.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, like, all of this stuff, if this is a product of our own demise, like if we really did pollute the planet enough to create this thing and we all really are going to die, then some of these big moments hit more for me. I mean,
especially when the parents are trying to explain to the kids, well, it's not our fault. I mean, it's kind of our fault, but it's not our fault.
That's right.
Like that.
Yes.
That has real comic potential. Weirdly enough, the whole setup of, like, we're all traveling to the big English country house, for Christmas, reminded me of, remember that
Father Christmas is Back?
Yes, that not very good Netflix movie we saw last year with Kelsey Grammer. I was like, oh, this is a trope. We're doing a thing here.
I said it during the movie with Bran. That was how my hot take almost went, this is a weird baby of The Mist, Don't Look Up, and Father Christmas is Back that no one wants to see.
But Peter's Friends, I would add, if anybody remembers that one, that Kenneth Branagh movie where all the friends gather.
Oh, yeah.
You're a big Peter's Friends fan.
Yeah.
It was a 90s movie, you guys. Cut me some slack here.
Let's go to break. We'll come back with the Wait What's and AMC. What? AMC
here a moment.
AMC you later.
AMC here on Deck Dolmark.
How about Wait MC? Like wait and see? No, I don't like it. Sorry. Thought I liked it. I didn't. Sorry.
You were so excited.
I was. Wait and see.
Wait and see. Way MC. Way MC. We'll get there. It's time for the Wait What. It's the part of the show we talk about.
More like AMC minus, if you know what
I mean. Do you have any Wait What's?
Is this movie intended to be anti-vax? Because that's certainly how it felt by the time it opened. It's interesting they shot it before the pandemic because I think, weirdly enough, like history kind of caught up with this movie in a weird way. Where it's kind of like, is this what we want to say now? Is this how we're gonna portray the thing? And
it gave me chills. Like it literally, in the worst way, gave me chills to watch this going. I think that there would be some people who would use this as a legit argument, like a point of argument.
For sure.
Which is wild. It was crazy to think that was made after the pandemic.
And I would like to think that the people involved were like, oh, no, that was never our intent. But here we are. I mean, I don't really have a ton of Wait What's because I think it does at least, as sloppy a movie as it is at times, it does commit to its own central bit. Yeah. Except, who's Lizzie?
Yeah, they keep talking about Lizzie.
Lizzie is mentioned several times, and then that comes to nothing.
It's a real Uncle John, Dr. John. It's a real Dr. John situation.
Total Dr. John situation.
I wish it was Lizzo, and then at the end, Lizzo came in. And said,
played a flute, made the gas go away.
I love it. That's great.
I got questions about the doll that plays Kitty's voice. The dad explains you upload the audio.
You upload an app.
He said you upload an app, but you upload an audio to the app, which then puts the voice clip audio into the doll. But what he doesn't explain is how he got voice audio of Kitty saying, I love you, daddy, or whatever. Was he secretly recording Kitty one day, like for the doll? It was a very specific audio clip.
That audio gets slower at the end of the movie.
That was it. I said, does poison affect the talk box? Or was it supposed to be that's her dying, and so we're hearing what she's hearing?
That was my AMC here now because there's even a joke early in the film where Art says the batteries will outlive us all.
Right.
So it's like, why is that doll already dying just because her owner is? Like that's some next level AI, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have to take the pill with Coca-Cola? Is that a mandatory thing? Like we all have our Coca-Colas. It wasn't just the family.
No.
Everyone in that house had to have a Coca-Cola on ice.
That's right.
I liked the running gag how even in the face of imminent doom, no one is letting go of their food and beverage preferences.
That's right. That's right.
Like I gotta have my pudding. There aren't enough potatoes. This Coke isn't cold enough. Like I thought that was
when he brought the Coke cans upstairs to his twin boys. I looked at Bran and I said, I got an hour to live. I would rather be dead than drink a lukewarm Coca-Cola. Like I would rather do anything in the world than drink a room temp soda. Get out of here, Dad. Be better. Trying to kill me now? Sheesh.
And I don't know. To me, it's like a 50-50 toss-up of whether I'd rather be stabbed once or go through poisonous gas.
Yes.
Like for me, the stab once,
the old stab to the abdomen.
You feel it. It hurts real bad, and it's not going to kill you quickly.
Oh, that's true. You got to bleed out. You're right.
You got to bleed out.
If she had like slit her throat.
Or slit her throat or a real rapid fire situation, that I can understand. This was one stab.
One loving stab to the abdomen.
That's right. To me, it's a
Saw them
50-50
live.
toss-up. Yeah, oh, my gosh.
One loving stab to the abdomen
Wow.
live is next level.
It took a turn.
Oh, my goodness.
Those are mine. Dan?
Marionettes alone are unbelievable. So there's one classic wait what in this movie where I don't remember. I think it's Nell. It might not be. No, it's Nell's sister. She's drinking champagne. It's almost empty. They cut away from her and cut back, and her glass is full magically. But the only other one I have that you didn't like, I had a few, but I think they've been covered pretty well. The lukewarm Coke, the one stab. I think government is going to give you a pill that kills you seamlessly. The burden of proof is on the government to show what would happen if you don't take the pill. And I don't think they meet that burden in the movie. Like at no point in the movie do we see anything that is so awfully terrible to go, yes, clearly I would rather have a pill. Like I think the wait what for me is that I was siding with the kid in of the fact that all I've seen is dead people, and they're dead if you take the pill, dead if you don't. So why don't we roll the dice here? Like if the government could show me that it was like a 72-hour crazy extensive pain and so, all this stuff, they don't do that. They're just like, there are 3 steps, they happen, and then you die. And I just never felt like the government did enough to show me why I should take a death pill. Do you know what I mean?
True, because on the one hand, like when Simon comes back with Art, who's all passed out, James, who's the doctor, says, well, when he asks about the dead people in the car, he's like, did you see blood around the eyes and nose?
Yeah.
So that is ostensibly a symptom or something. But if they think that Art is going to die that fast because they clearly think he's dead, then it seems like, the gas is not.
You may as well risk it.
That much worse than the pill. Yeah, because you're going to be dead within minutes. So who cares?
And then my one other one is that they forget the toffee something pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding. You know what? I've had it a million times. And she's like, you need to run to the store and get it. And he said, what if it's closed? And she says, well, break open. You mean to tell me we're all going to die in 24 hours and some people are still going to their 9-to-5s to work in a store? Some people are like, yeah, the world ends tomorrow. Not today. I got to clock in.
I have a shift.
People aren't going to get their bread and milk if I don't punch in and punch out.
Man, no one wants to stay home anymore.
I can't imagine someone going, yo, I've got to take the quarters at the toll station today. I've got to deliver the mail. It's over tomorrow, gang. All food is free. All doors are open, period. Don't give me this like, well, I mean, we got to look, is it going to be cash or charge? What is it going to be? We got to have this money. We got to do our books got to be good. End of the night.
There's a much better movie about the impending end of the world, which includes some Christmas stuff in it, just because that's how some people decide to spend that night as though it were Christmas. It's a Canadian film called Last Night, and Sandra Oh is in it, and Genevieve Bujold, and it's Don McKellar. Anyway, if you can find that one, I highly recommend it. They nail it a lot better, and they're purposefully vague about what's going to happen, but they make it clear that it's going to happen. And I think this movie could have used a little more clarity on that front.
Let's talk about some questions that we still have with the AMC. Me, you,
AMC here now, I believe. Is
AMC.
That's the best one.
Here.
It's the leader in the clubhouse.
Alonzo, what are you still wondering about?
I guess I'm wondering if this isn't if the gas isn't toxic, then is the mother okay? Like, this movie has so many false flags about what's supposed to be happening, only to then tell you at the end, no, not really. So it's like, were those newspaper headlines faked then? And if so, why? And I have nothing but questions, I think.
That's mine.
I would like to put out a theory here, if I may.
Please.
So before Alex doesn't actually, I'm sorry. What's the kid's name? Art doesn't actually, the mist hasn't hit him yet. It's these tornado things.
That's
okay.
Right.
I would like to put out that the earth is almost correcting itself with these tornadoes. with some sort of it is some sort of immunity that says, hey, it's like a vaccine. Okay.
Oh
We're gonna give you this, we're gonna give it to you, but it's also gonna save you. Okay. So it hadn't done it yet. This is a new thing. The Earth is almost fixing itself. And so the scientists weren't aware of that. Because the reason why I say this is because Art was only dead overnight. He woke up the next morning. So the people that they have seen go through these things, they would have seen them come back to life. So there has to be something that is happening that is different for Art than it has been for the other people, unless it is a giant global cover-up, which could be. But
so the planet has chosen him, is what you're saying.
I think the planet is in the process of correcting itself, and Art just so happens to be in the right place at the right time for that.
I don't. It could be Alonzo's. It could be yours. It could be he just believed in Christmas magic. The point is that they didn't do. Mine is also that, like, you know, the AMC here now is also the wait what, which is why did this guy why did this kid live? Like, are there other people alive? Did they actually live and we buried them alive? Did we, like, how in the world have we gotten this far into this thing and think that it still kills everyone, unless Art is an exception because he believed hard enough or the whirlwind corrected itself? They're all bad explanations. But I think that if you're not asking that question, then I don't like, you have to ask it, because the end of this, you see it. It is a full Jon Snow Game of Thrones moment, like camera overhead, eyes open, roll black, like, and you see it coming and happening. You called it before it happened, and I was like, that wouldn't make any sense at all. And so those questions are going to linger for forever.
One of the deleted endings, actually, remember how he has the conversation with James about his friend Tommy, who challenged the math teacher, blah, blah, blah. One of the deleted endings is he steps outside, Belinda the chicken is there, his phone rings, he looks at it, and Tommy is calling him on FaceTime.
Yeah.
All the cell signal still works. That's impressive.
Again,
and
not
the
an ending
Wi-Fi's still good.
Not an ending they went with, but the one they did still doesn't work.
Oh my gosh. So that would ruin your the Earth is correcting itself thing.
Why?
Because so the Earth didn't just start correcting it; it's been correcting itself.
No, but Tommy lives in his town.
Okay.
By the time it gets to its town, everybody, I would say everybody in his town that did not take the pill would be fine.
That's your theory on it.
That's my theory on it.
Wow.
I think that's what I'm going with. Everybody.
Why not?
How about all those Queen jokes though? How'd that land? Sheesh.
But that's unfortunate. But why? Another question would be why was Simon not infected? Because Simon did go to where Art was and pick him up, right?
But yes. But also back now that I'm thinking about the Queen jokes, why, like in all of these apocalyptic movies, they always try to save the rich people with something that keeps them safe. Like whether it's boats into the harbor, spaceships into the sky. You're telling me they couldn't come up with a bunch of like a series of underground bunkers? They've known about this for a while now.
Yeah.
With that's filters for the air. Like
it's not like England didn't have World War II. I'm sure they had plenty of underground spaces.
Yeah, there's got to be people that are still alive.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Unless the whole thing was a hoax to begin with.
Yeah. I want, surely the screenwriter has an answer for this, right?
I'd love it. I'd love to hear it, because
get on the show.
I'm at a loss.
All right. Well, we did it, everybody. Happy Halloween. We had a full fun week for you, and it all is leading towards Saturday, everybody. Yep. We hope that you'll come and join us Saturday, 6 a.m. Eastern, all day long. deckthehallmark.com/marathon. It's going to be a ton of fun. Alonzo, I can't wait to see you in person.
I'll be in the room where it happens. I can't wait.
Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Name. It's recorded live in that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.